Iowa right now, giving the folks in Wisconsin a pretty good drink, which is really been needed out there. That low is going to be looping under the lower peninsula. It'll be cutting through northern Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and then eventually out to Pennsylvania. But in the process, it is going to be pushing some clouds our way, and there is going to be the chance of seeing some precipitation. As we mentioned yesterday, John, I think the best chance of any precip is going to be in southern Michigan, but we could see a little bit of it bubble up into the Great Lakes Bay area. Nobody's complaining. For the most part, I don't think northern Michigan is going to see much of anything in the way of moisture all the way through the weekend, because we're not only going to have that one low, we're going to have another low pressure system, and that'll be cutting across pretty much the same pathway. So what we're going to be looking at is chances of precipitation, much better chance in southern Michigan. We're going to get a little bit of a break from the first one. We'll see that low move off to the east. So tomorrow, we'll have some clouds around, and there still will be a chance of some precipitation tonight. The clouds, though, are going to break up. We're going to be seeing some partly sunny skies tomorrow. Clouds will thicken a little bit more late tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we do see some precipitation. But again, these systems are tracking well to the south. I just have a funny feeling that the second low that's going to affect our weather on Saturday night and during the morning hours on Sunday is going to track a little bit further south, because another high pressure system, which is right now up in southern Canada, is going to be dropping down into the Straits, if not actually northern lower peninsula. So we're going to see a battle between the high up north and the low down south. And it does appear as though that high up north is going to push the low a little bit further to the south. So we'll be able to see what's going on, really, because of our wind directions. Now, today we're looking at southerly breeze. Tomorrow we're going to have a southerly breeze until later on tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. It'll turn more southeasterly, but still under 10 miles per hour. And during the day on Sunday, we're going to have an east breeze, which indicates that the low pressure system will be southeast of us, southeast of the state, moving into Pennsylvania. And that's why I think that the chances of precipitation are going to drop off rather dramatically once we get through the early morning hours on Sunday. High temperature, I'm going to try to exert a little authority here. 82. All right. I think we can handle that. 64 for a low tonight. Sun will set this evening at 9:15. Rise tomorrow morning at 6:10. Tomorrow, 82 degrees with those partly sunny skies. Clouds moving in a little bit late. 65 for a low tomorrow night. The chances of showers are going to be so oriented in southern Michigan from 69, 94 south that the chances are actually going to be a little bit better tonight than what they will be tomorrow night into Sunday morning. Sunday, 81 for a high, spotty shower around, some sun. Once again, best chance precipitation, southern Michigan early in the day, 66 for a low on Sunday night. Moving into Monday, we'll have mostly sunny skies as we move through the day. The big 9-0 is in the forecast temperature-wise for Monday. Clear skies, 70 for a low on Monday night. Then on Tuesday, sunshine, 92. We're looking at 70 degrees for a low on Tuesday night. And another system is going to be affecting our weather. It could very possibly be moving in. During the day on Wednesday, there will be a chance of some showers later in the afternoon, mostly sunny skies, close to 90 degrees for a high on Wednesday. I don't think we're going to hit it. 62 for a low Wednesday night, then partly cloudy skies on Thursday, 84 for a high. So I think you can guess the long-range outlook.
Oh, is it the same one that we've been having for the past few weeks?
Yes,
slightly above average temperatures and low precipitation?
That's the way it's going to work.
Oh, okay.
All right. Record high in this date set back in the 30s once again, 1931. It was 98 degrees on this day. The record low 46, set back in 1987. A year ago, Our high was 78 and our low was 65. And so far in the month of July a year ago, we had just under 2 inches of rain officially at the airport. This year, we're only looking at just under 1.25 inches. So that kind of gives you an idea of precipitation-wise where we're at. Now, I had a chance, John, to take a look, because I mentioned it the other day. The decade of the 1930s, we had 19 record high temperatures in the month of July, and we've only got 31 days. The second heaviest line of above average temperatures, record high temperatures in a decade were the 1940s. We had 5 there. So we're accounting for everything but a week's worth of record high temperatures in the month of July, just with those 2 decades.
Wow.
So that kind of gives you an idea just how warm it was. Incidentally, the 1920s had close to 3, I believe it was. Then after that, we did see the decade of the 70s and the decade of the 50s, where we had a record high here and there. But the 30s, that Dust Bowl era, that was a really, really hot time all around the continental United States, including the East Coast, which is what a lot of folks don't talk about. Central part of the country seemed to be the heaviest as far as record highs, and they did. But Michigan was right in there along with Indiana and Ohio. And then you have to go out east. The Carolinas was record high temperatures as well. And Virginia's also record high temperatures. So very interesting decade. I don't know why it took 80 years for global warming to come back, or 90 years, but
that's an interesting thing, though, because it seems like the Great Lakes region would have a little bit more moisture and maybe some cooler temperatures along with that during that time, but that's an interesting thing to look at.
Well, the other thing, too, and a lot of folks don't realize it, back in the 30s, we had a lot more wooded areas.
That's true.
We didn't have the asphalt. We didn't have the concrete. We didn't have the big buildings. So if we would have that type of weather scenario again, given the fact of all the ground that's covered and reflecting heat, you can about imagine just how hot it would be now.
Absolutely.
With the temperature trend that we saw back in the 30s. So very interesting conversation for a lot of folks. And I know it was brought up to me back a few years ago about just how warm it was back in the early part of the 1900th century. And that's exactly what we had. That's what we've got right now. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Gary Kaufman patiently standing by. I don't know what he's going to do as far as these markets are concerned. Hopefully it's Friday, and we can get out of this week with some positive. We'll find out from him in just a moment. But this reminder, the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound-up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant today. While we're talking about Star of the West, John, I want to remind everybody that we are officially kicking off the registration today of the Michigan Fruit Pie Competition. It's going to be held at the Saginaw County Fair, opening day, August the 2nd. WSGW, along with Star of the West Milling, Michigan Sugar, and American Crystal Sugar Beets are going to be presenting this annual fruit pie competition. We'll have a lot more information on the website for you. So you can dial that up to WSGW.com. So the list of all the things you got to do and all that other stuff. But again, mark that down. We're going to have 3 cash prizes available, first, second, and third. So you need to enter your favorite homemade baked fruit pie recipe to us here at WSGW. So kind of keep that in the back of your mind and check it out for more information. We'll be talking about it in all of our future shows. Now, to the business at hand. John, is Gary ready?
Gary Kaufman is standing by over at Star of the West. Gary, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Jonathan. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning. Do you like, what kind of pie do you like? Fruit pie, Michigan fruit pie.
There isn't anyone I don't like. That's my problem.
Boy, I'm glad you said that because I agree with you 100%.
Oh, man, they're all good. Yep.
Well, and especially now, the tart cherries, from what I understand, they're starting to come on the market. So we'll be putting up some frozen cherries for future cherry pies down the road.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to that. So.
And my dentist, I know, will love to see all those cherry pies go out there because of the pits. Wow.
Yeah.
I've chomped on a couple of those. The boys in Chicago, are we looking at pits or are we looking at the heroes today?
Well, we're in the pits right now, Terry. Unfortunately, it's been a tough week for the grains overall. I mean, if you look at last Friday's closes and you look at the noon hour prices here, wheat is taking it on the chin. They've been the dog of the market all week, down every day, and again today, down almost $1.15 from last Friday's close. Corn's down about 28 for the week, and soybeans are down about 50 for the week. So not a good week for the grains to say. But right now, Cherry, we have actually cash and new crop wheat is down 22 at 7.33 on the white, 6.83 on the red. Cash corn down 4 at 6.01. New crop is down a penny at 5.45. Cash soybeans and new crop soybeans down a penny, puts the cash at 15 and the new crop at 12.75.
And again, the reason why the market is doing what it's doing, Gary?
Well, especially in wheat, I mean, it's hard to say why in the wheat because it's just not correlating with what, we had wheat export sales were well above expectations. Since that June 30th USDA report, China came in and finally bought some U.S. wheat, soft red, some white, and, we're looking at some of the world issues. And Argentina, basically wheat harvest is down a little bit from what it was previously estimated at. The drop is mostly due to fewer acres. Europe's crop is also experiencing some warm, dry weather. So, we look at all these storylines on wheat, and wheat's just like been sold off, and then middle of the week here, we heard Turkey, Russia, and Ukraine having some positive talks on possibly exporting some wheat again out of there, but there's a lot of hot air in that story just because, the war continues on there. And, and basically soybeans, I mean, we're just overpriced. South America is our competitor in the export market. China continues to cancel old crop sales. They've done that for 3 consecutive weeks. So there's good reasons why the beans are down. And then corn, we're looking, we got a two-edged sword there in the corn arena. Weather is overall bullish as we look forward at the hot, dry conditions for the next few weeks in the central and western corn belt, right in the heart of the major pollination time period. So, but exports, demand has slowed down a little bit. So overall, it seems like the funds are controlling this, the specs are controlling this market more than the fundamentals are with the week of wheat grain prices for the whole week. Boy, I can't say that very fast 3 times.
I guess it's just unbelievable to me the way these markets have been fluctuating. But it's understandable given the fact that the volatility of not only Chicago but also New York and the uncertainty as far as the economics go. It's just doesn't it doesn't surprise me really.
Yeah, with like you say, the economic picture, and with China being in kind of the COVID lockdown since spring, the demand destruction there has really caused, at the end of the day, we're looking at larger carryouts on corn, wheat, and beans with the slowdown. But yeah, it's and we're not going to be, volatility will be continuing to stay here for the unknown time being. So
Wheat harvest, where are we at right now with Star of the West, Gary?
yeah, right now I say locally here, Terry, and I mean we got a lot of guys finishing up. I mean we had an early start here about a week ago, and or maybe 10 days now. Time flies, and we got guys just starting, kind of towards that, towards Freeland, Auburn area that way, and you go in the Thumb, they're just getting going there. You go out east to our eastern locations towards Port Huron, they're just getting going there. Cass City's just getting going there. Had some nice rains earlier in the week. Quality has held really good. Quality's been good. Yields have been, surprisingly pretty decent. So overall, guys are pretty happy. So.
Oh, that's excellent. You have a nice weekend, Gary. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Sounds good, Terry. Thank you.
You bet. Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. Doug Klein standing by. Our market report brought to you by
the folks at Schaefer and Beerline. Are you ready to upgrade to a new Ram truck for your family farm? Now is the time to order your new Ram 1500, 2500, or 3500. So go see the folks at Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth, the Great Lakes Bay's certified ag dealer. They specialize in all models of new Ram commercial trucks and vans. Ordering is now the way to go. Buy with confidence at Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth since 1852, where family and service sells cars. And by the folks at Thumb Bank, serving agriculture for over 125 years. 2 locations in Bay City, also Cass City, Caseville, Pigeon, and Bad Axe. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. Let's head over to Doug Klein now. Doug, what do we got today?
I'm afraid to ask.
I'm nervous.
I think the damage has been done. Obviously, we all know that Biden is over in Saudi Arabia, fist bumping the premier over there. That's got the price of crude oil up $2.50 today. So, he could have stayed home if that's all he wanted to do. A new law came out. Putin put a new law out allowing Russians to move their $105 billion worth of foreign securities, i.e., big holdings in Apple and Tesla and some of our U.S. companies, move them to a Russian entity within the next 90 days. I don't know how that works, and I hope it doesn't end up in something akin to seizure of these assets for the good of the state. But I would be a little hesitant to transfer my $105 billion over to this guy, but who knows what's going on there? He's playing an angle. Wheat's getting beat today, 20 cents. The dollar's recovering a little bit. It's as far as coming down a little bit, it's under 108 now, so that's a little better. And the euro's almost at 101. So that's a little better for us. Next week starts it all over again, though. The stock market is recovering on retail sales. Retail sales were up more than expected, so that's got the stock market going up. But if a guy's still buying the same amount of whatever he bought last year, say, groceries, and they're up 30% in price, you're spending 30% more, which makes retail sales more, 30% more, even though you didn't buy any more, you just spent more. So who knows? But they're excited about that for today. Here's your numbers. The September corn, 601, down 4 cents. December corn, $6.50 a penny, down a half a penny. And September of 23 corn, 5.79 3/4, down 3/4 of a penny. The August soybeans, 14.63, down 8 3/4. November soybeans, 13.39 3/4, down 1 1/4. And November of 23 soybeans, 12.59, up 2 cents. The September wheat is 774 1/4, down 20 3/4. December wheat is 791 3/4, down 21 1/4. And then July of 23 wheat is 809 1/2, down 16 cents. Crude oil's at 98.18, up $2.40. Heating oil is 372 1/2. That's up 7 1/2 cents. Gasoline, 323.78. That's up about a nickel, and so that probably puts us around 390 at the pump. Again, we won't see that for a long time. Natural gas, 665. That's up 14 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar gets you $1.3028 at the border. That's down 89 ticks. The dollar gets you 138.49 yen. That's down 41 ticks. The euro is priced at $1.92 of a penny. That's up 76 ticks. The dollar's at 107.93, down 61 ticks. Gold is at 1704.50. It's down $1.30. Silver's bouncing back, 1859, up 36 1/2 cents. And platinum's at 829.80. That's up $12.50.
Doug, thank you. You take care.
All right.
All righty. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. As far as our program today, it's been brought to you by the folks at Ed Raymond and Sons, quality clothing and shoes since 1919. When you're talking Carhartts, Red Wing shoes and boots, Stormy Cromer accessories, you are talking Ed Raymond's, celebrating more than 100 years at 151 West Broad Street in Chesaning. They are open 7 days. Does appear as though the wheat harvest, as Gary Kaufman indicated, will probably pick up a little bit more in intensity as we move into next week. According to the latest crop progress report, we had less than 15% of the crop that had been thrashed as of right now, but everything else is moving right along. John will be back at 12:30 with an update, so you stick around for that. Now we conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem.